Miss Transformers 96 here with another LEGO Movie review. This time we have the LEGO Movie Rescue Reinforcements. So here you go. So as you can see, this is the biggest LEGO Movie set that I have purchased, and yeah. So before we go into the actual figures, let's go over the box. Alright, so here's the packaging. So as you can see, you've got a nice little battle scene with the Micromanager versus the big plane and the kind of robot fireman type of thing. Very cool. As you can see, you get this whole scene that they set up is quite nice. Here are the figures that you'll get. This set does come with 859 pieces. It's called Rescue Reinforcements. On the back, you get a picture of the Micromanager fighting the plane and the Micromanager fighting the Fire Mech type of thing. And then on the bottom here, you have all the different little accessories and gimmicks that they all have. So yeah. So overall, box is quite nice. It's quite large, and yeah, you get a lot with it. So let's go over the actual figures. Alright, so the first figure that you're going to get is Hank Haystack. Very funny name. As you can see, he's a total country, country guy. As you can see, he looks kind of cool. He's got a little mustache there, very happy, very excited, ready for action. Big, smile with 2 teeth. His shirt kind of unbuttoned at the top, and then he's got the whole suspenders. One's kind of broken on one side. Very cool, very interesting. The pants, they're just one color, no printing on it. Overall, really cool, really nice little minifigure. He comes with a little like Texas hat. Overall, quite nice. Definitely fits out this little contraption here. He fits well with it. Next up, you get Blaze Firefighter. As you can see, he looks pretty cool in there. He looks very serious, ready to do this. I like the sweating. He looks nervous, but he looks intense and he looks ready, which is kind of cool. And I do like the printing on his clothing there. Looks quite nice. Overall, a really cool, nice little figure. Definitely, though, wish that we got a second Firefighter. I think that just getting one is definitely not good enough. This is a big suit. It would have been awesome to have one Firefighter and then another Firefighter who's on top of it, using like the fire hose that's on the side of this mech, and trying to fight him as well as this guy piloting the actual mech suit. So overall, definitely wish that we got a second Firefighter. But the one that we do have is quite nice. And unfortunately, with this guy and with Hank, there is no double-siding on the face. Alright, and here are the other 3 figures that you get. Here's the one of them. It's a Robo SWAT guy. Looks very cool. There we go, get a nice focus on him. Overall, looks really nice. I like the face, I like his little cap on, and he's got, a bulletproof vest. He's got a standard gun. Overall, very cool. You can remove this stuff to take off his vest. And then he's got the standard police body that we're getting with all the other RoboCop type of characters. Overall, he looks very cool, pretty standard, but overall a little different than the regular one that we seem to be getting a lot more, which is just a regular type of cop body. So overall, quite nice. You get these 2 guys. These are like brother and sister, I guess. Oops, hair's popping off. I didn't look at their names here. Let's see what kind of names we have. Okay, we have a Blacktron fan. That's this guy. And then we have a Fabu fan? I don't know what these things are. If these are real things or are these just things in the LEGO universe, I'm not sure. And maybe I should know or something. I don't know. But I don't really know what these things are referencing. Overall, they look really cool. Both have braces and freckles. They've got their t-shirts on because that's what they're a fan of. Overall, really nice. Really do love the printing on both of them. Pants are, of course, just one shade and nothing else going on there. You get, with her, she has her head that turns around, and you get the really scared, frightened face. And then on him, you get the same thing, turns around, and then you get the same frightened, very scared face. Overall, really cool. I love the citizens that we get that can turn around their face and they look scared. It makes it really fun to pose them with the Micromanagers and everything, and that's really cool. So I'm really glad that you get 2 characters like that in this set. Overall, all the minifigures that you get are really nice. I just wish that you got a second fireman. And I'm a big villain fan, but I would even say I'd rather you get a second fireman instead of the Robo SWAT that we get here. So yeah, I would have definitely liked that more. But I think that they should have just given you the characters that they've given you plus 1 fireman. But I would have been willing to switch out one of the figures to get another fireman. But overall, the actual minifigures are really cool. None from the mainline movie. Unfortunately, there are a lot of civilian civilian packs where the civilians are stepping up to fight the micromanagers like they do in the movie. But I would have liked, like one minifigure in each of these packs that is a mainline character. So it is kind of a shame that you can buy this set and get nobody that we ever really get any like screen time with that's more than 5 seconds. But that's not too bad. As long as you go into this pack knowing that this is a side character pack, you're not going to get the main characters, then you'll be fine. Alright, first up we get the Micromanager that comes with this pack. Luckily we get one of the bigger Micromanagers, which is quite nice. This is a really nice Micromanager. It might be the best Micromanager that we are getting as far as quality-wise as the size of it. I think it's the biggest Micromanager that we get from this set, and or not just from the set, but from all the sets in the first wave. I might be wrong, there might be one that might be a little bigger, but overall it looks really neat. I do already have the Blackbeard set, which comes with this Micromanager. They are extremely similar, but they have enough differences to make them cool. First of all, hold on one second. Sorry about that, I had to answer my phone. So anyway, what I was saying was the differences between these two Micromanagers, they are all very different, and I wasn't expecting much to be different, but there were a decent amount of stuff that was different. First of all, the legs are, they are the same design as far as the same type of look, even the way the feet, I think the feet are almost identical. Yeah, like this one's got, one more gray piece, but overall they are almost incredibly identical as far as their legs and everything, the whole design. You get a few different, items up here, but other than that, very close to being similar. As far as their type of things, this guy just has, flick missiles that come down out of his head and can go back in, while this guy, they're down, and then you can lift up the entire panels of his head to reveal the flick missiles. So I think that's a big difference, which is really cool. You also get spare flick missiles in here, which is quite nice, just in case you lose one, or just if a kid doesn't want to pick them up, you can shoot some more before he has to go pick them up, which is quite nice. And then the other difference, which I really like, is I didn't ever really like the kind of red in there. I mean, it's okay, it didn't really bother me that much, but I never preferred it. I always wondered why they didn't just use a black piece, and it's hilarious, because over here they do use the black piece. So overall, I really do like that, as well as he does have an extra tiny little arm with just a tiny little claw, and it comes with just a gun. Overall, it's kind of neat, I don't think that that's anything too great, but it is kind of neat and definitely makes him a little bit more different and a little bit better. And while this one over here, the top of his head does open where you can fit a figure in. This one you can't. The way that the actual face is designed, the stuff that's on their faces are identical, but the way that they're put on is completely different. This is just a Lego panel that's put on there, and over here there's actually little open holes and everything. So they're very similar, definitely the same type of thing, but they also are completely different in the way that they're designed. The only thing I don't like is, after building this one, going to build this one, it just wasn't that much fun. I didn't have fun building this one because it's just the same thing over and over. I feel like you're doing the same thing, and then when you do one leg, well then the instruction basically says, now do it again. So then you have to go back and just do the same thing over. I really don't like that. It's not a fun build, and it was, I was just ready to get it over with so I can get to the next one. But the end result is quite nice. You do get a really cool, really nice Micromanager. Am I saying to get this pack if you're a huge Micromanager fan? Don't get this pack just for this guy. This is definitely not the star of the show here, and definitely you can get Micromanagers that are incredibly similar to him and that are, basically just as good. Although I like this one a little bit better. If you want to get a Micromanager like this, go buy the Blackbeard set which comes with, or not Blackbeard, Metalbeard set, which comes with a nice Micromanager who's almost just as good as this one. So now let's go over Hank's little contraption flying machine. So here's Hank's flying machine that he made out of a windmill, apparently. Overall, very cool. This is really neat. I had watched a lot of reviews that said that they weren't expecting much from this, and it turned out to be really good, and they really liked it. And because of hearing that, I was expecting a decent amount of this, because, I expected to really like it, considering everybody had been liking it so much, and it turns out I just like it a little bit more, which is just hilarious. I mean, this is just, it's always going to be better than you expect. Overall, it's pretty neat, a nice little contraption contraption here. You do have the windmills on top that can turn. They turn quite well. Unfortunately, I believe that they can just pop off just like that. I don't like how easy it is for it to pop off, but it still is like a nice little gimmick. You've got a little basket on the side here held on by chains, which I think is kind of cool. And basically what's supposed to happen is these windows right here, they can be opened. Let's see if I can, it's, very tight clearance here, but here you go. You can like open these windows, and apparently, Hank's supposed to go back here. He's supposed to open those windows, and he's supposed to tip over this basket, which deploys some red and green apples. I wish that it came with a third apple, but that's a minor complaint. And another way that you can kind of release them is these the tops of this barn or windmill. They kind of lift up. And, by doing that, you can let go like one. One never seemed to come out, though, for some reason. But that is a way that you can, unleash one of the apples, which I think is a little bit easier to do and a little bit more fun. So I think that just if you wanted, if you're a kid that wants to play, just do it like that. It works out a little bit better, a little bit easier. But these are also supposed to be like flap and help the little barn achieve liftoff here. Overall, very cool. Really do like the way that it's kind of gated on this side. You can type of see in there. It's kind of raised up, like throughout. I always felt like in reviews I could never quite tell what was going on back there, so I'm hoping that you can kind of see a little better. It's overall just this big brick right here, just a big brick that holds the carrots. That's basically all that's back there. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to just just use your finger, put it in there, and then just slide this out. And then of course, as you go out farther, it drops the little carrots, because there's a little opening right there, and basically when you slide it, you get to those, bricks. So once you get past those bricks and it just opens up, they all fall out. This does stop. This is as far as it goes out, which is kind of nice. So you won't have to worry about kids. Oops. Yeah, you won't have to worry about kids, lifting it too far out and actually having it fall out. So yeah, and then the carrots can just go back there. It's a really easy gimmick, but I think that it's a really neat one as well. It's a really quite cool idea. Kids can pretend that those are like missiles. There's lots of fun things that you can do, and you get these kind of like Western type of doors here that swing open, which is kind of neat. So yeah, overall very cool little gimmick. You do get like a little anchor here. I just pegged it up here just for convenience for myself, but you can like have him, drop the anchor, and maybe that makes it so that his ship does a big turn and comes around and smacks the Micromanager or something. Or he can just lift this, throw this down and get a little Micromanager in here. He throws it down, and as he's going over, this thing hooks onto the thing. I've done it. There you go. And like literally picks up the entire Micromanager. I mean, you can totally do that. Of course, this is not the Micromanager that you get with this set, but because it has that little door up there, you can do that. As well as you can, just have this thrown down. Her hair keeps popping off, but you can have, him throw down the chain for one of the civilians to grab on and, get flown out of there, get to safety. Overall, it's really neat. It's a really simple thing, but it can be used for so many different items or so many different usages that it's kind of neat. On the back here, you get the little pig, and you get some gears there. Apparently, the pig is supposed to be walking, which turns these turbines, and because he wants to get to the carrot. Really neat, funny idea, and it actually just works out pretty neat. And you do get to see some pigs in the movie, so it's kind of neat to get one of those pigs. So pretty cool. It says like no trespassing, type of thing up on these little boards. These 4 things are stickers, the only stickers on this. And yeah, overall pretty neat. You get a little chicken there, kind of looking out the scope. Really fun. He's got his own little controls up there as well. And there's a decent amount of space here. If you have some other farm characters, you can, throw them in here and make a nice little display. Overall, this is really fun. Oh, he also has flick missiles, of course. So you just, flick these things. There's not a lot of clearance here. I have so much trouble. There you go. It kind of hurts your finger to do that over and over though, so I try to avoid it. But I mean, you can just do that. Little flick missiles, kind of neat. Overall, a really neat little contraption here with a lot of fun things you can do. And I can see some kids having a lot of fun with this. And overall, it's quite nice. There's a lot of fun stuff that you can do. So overall, I really do like Hank's little contraption. I think it looks cool. And now let's go over the Firefighter. So overall, the the main item of this set is this big Fire Mech, and yeah, so here he is. So what do I think of him? When I first saw the picture of this toy, you know, in Toys R Us and everything, I really didn't like it. I thought it looked pretty goofy, and I just didn't like it. I didn't think it looked cool. Then I saw a review of it, still had the same opinions. I didn't think it looked cool. I think that it looked kind of ridiculous, didn't really like it. And then I saw a second review, and in that review, for some reason, it looked good to me. I don't know what happened, whether it was just the lighting or how it was presented, or maybe just my mindset at the time. I actually liked it, and that's what really got my interest in this set. And then and I didn't buy this for full retail. I had a 15% off coupon which I used, which you know, got a decent amount of money off of this, like $10 off of the set. And overall, that's what really got me to buy this. So here he is. So here's the big Fire Mech. I really do like mech suits. I think that these type of designs are cooler than the big flying ships and stuff that we've been getting with the other stuff. I would like some more mech type of you know, designs like this. So I think that that's pretty cool. Lots of fire truck influences. Of course, you've got all these hoses and everything. You've got fire hats everywhere. You've got axes. You've got oxygen tanks. I mean, just a lot of fun fire truck, you know, stuff all around it. Very much like Metal Beard, with a bunch of pirate influence, while this one has a bunch of fireman influence. You've got like the cab of the fire truck right here, and you've got what's his name again? It is Blaze. You got Blaze right there, in there piloting it, like I've said before. You get the kind of lights on stuff on top. You've got the big ladder on his back, which is cool, and like a microphone and a walkie-talkie on his back here. You get another walkie-talkie over here, and you get you know, kind of like a sweep and a shovel. Same two accessories that you get with the garbage truck set. Overall, this is really cool, though. As far as articulation, it's pretty decent as far as where the joints are. You've got a swivel waist, but with the hoses on the back, it really doesn't allow it to swivel. And this can kind of be like a makeshift type of gimmick, where, you know, you pull it back for kids and then you let go and he punches somebody. So you can kind of do that type of thing. And unfortunately, yeah, these hoses just kind of stop it. The hoses look good, don't get me wrong, but they do stop it. What I think is a better thing to do sometimes, in my opinion, when I'm like posing this, is just to go and just throw the little hoses in these holes back here. They're not meant for them, so they don't stick in very well, but you know, they'll hold in there for now, and then that allows you to totally free up the waist joint to get some decent articulation, which is quite nice. He's got ratcheting shoulders, which are on a hinge, really good articulation. He's got ball jointed elbows, but the hoses again are attached to this, and therefore articulation is hindered. Not as bad though as the waist though. So I just leave them and just deal with them. They're not that bad. You've got a spinning, you know, nozzles on the end of this arm, and over here you get hinges on all of these fingers, which do seem to pop off easily, as well as, what are these things? You know, I've seen reviews where they say what they are, like they know, you know, and like, I don't think that these look like anything. They don't look that good. I think that they could have done some better fingers. You know, they look all right, but it's kind of hard to even tell that they're fingers. So overall, I'm not loving these little fingers right here, but they're okay. I like the stubby kind of, you know, stompy little kind of legs that you've got going on. They're pretty neat. They're on hinge. Ball hinges up there, and then they do have a ball joints at the ankle or at the knee, whatever you want to call it. And overall, he's got a decent amount of posability. The hoses hinder him quite severely in a lot of ways, but you can get around that as well. So overall, that's good. On this side, he does have a little place over here that you just twist it, which, you know, spins around all these nozzles with the spraying water. Oops, this just came off here. Alright, and you know, it has all the spraying water. Overall, that's pretty cool. You can totally imagine this thing, you know, just, you know, totally shooting a Micromanager as he's maybe holding him back with his hand, and the Micromanager falls over or something. It's pretty neat. I like that you've got like the gun arm, and the gun arm was done quite well and quite smart on the Lego Movie's part. Overall, very cool though. You can you know, do some decent poses with this thing. I mean, you know, this just looks like he's just ready to go. He's ready to fight a Micromanager. and overall it's quite nice. Size-wise, he's quite big. I mean, he's not huge, but he's definitely big. He's just over the height of a Micromanager, and of course much wider, and overall really quite neat. And you can put together some nice little poses. And overall, I think that's kind of cool. I think that, maybe this was a little, this guy right here, Hank, as much as I like this whole little design, it was a little unnecessary. Maybe it would have been kind of cool to get Hank in a different little smaller pack and have him come with a smaller Micromanager, and have this pack just really be the Fire Mech versus the Micromanager. That would have been kind of cool. Overall, I think this is a really nice pack. I think 70 is a bit much, and I'm sure some of you are like, well, price for part, if you take just the price based on the number of pieces that you get, it might be a really good deal. But for me, it's, Legos get, quite expensive as they get bigger. So I prefer a smaller pack, and maybe split this pack up between like 2 different sets, one with Hank, one with the fire truck, and, have the price go down a bit. Overall, it's a really nice set though. You get some really cool figures and pieces. You don't get any main characters, which is definitely disappointing. But the characters that you do get are quite nice. There's a lot of good sets though, so it's hard for me to judge this. I like the idea of a mech suit, and for it being a fireman mech suit is pretty cool, and I would have definitely liked to get another fireman, like I've said many times. Overall, it's a good set. I wouldn't recommend it on full retail. I think that Legos, it's really easy to find them on a discount or find a coupon that you can use with them and get them for a little cheaper, so I'd recommend just waiting until they do a nice little Lego sale and then purchasing it then. This is a fairly popular set though. When I went to get this, there was only one left, which I snagged, of course. But yeah, hopefully you can find it when you go for it though. Overall, it's a lot of fun, but there are some better sets that are a little bit better and, a little bit cheaper. So I'd recommend them a little bit more than this for the most part. But overall, a really nice set. Really did have fun with it, and, fun build overall. So there you go. So that's my review of the Lego Movie Rescue Reinforcements. Thanks for watching.